A year after Caitlin Tracey was found dead at the bottom of a condo stairwell with her foot severed, a warrant has been issued for her husband's arrest for her murder. I go through the new details about Caitlin's horrific death, the action her parents are taking, and what they're saying about the news in their daughter's case. I'm Angenette Levy, and this is Crime Fix. If you ever get hurt, you might need someone in your corner to fight for you, and Morgan & Morgan is a firm that can do that. They have more than 1,000 lawyers because they win a lot. They've recovered more than $25 billion from more than 500,000 clients. In the last few months, a client in Florida got $12 million after the insurance company offered just $350,000. In Pennsylvania, a client was awarded $26 million. The insurance company's offer was only $650K. Another client in PA got $29 million after being offered only $500,000. So even if you think your case isn't worth millions, why not start a claim and fight for what you deserve? Morgan & Morgan makes it really easy. You can start a claim from your cell phone in just 8 clicks. So if you're ever hurt, start a claim at forthepeople.com/crimefix, or you can scan that QR code that you see right there on your screen. It's been just over a year since Caitlin Tracey was found dead from a fall in the high-rise condo building where her husband, Adam Beckerink, lived. Beckerink was always a suspect, and now there's a warrant for his arrest for Caitlin's murder. The building in Chicago's South Loop, it's pretty swanky, so the thought of something like this happening there seemed pretty atypical. But we know, sadly, that so many times appearances can be deceiving. What can look really good on the outside can be ugly on the inside, and that's what's being alleged here. A Chicago police report from last year stated, a well-being check at listed address upon arrival, responding officers met with building manager person discovering Caitlin, who related that a resident found/observed what appeared to be a severed foot in the east stairwell on lower level 2. Person discovering Caitlin further related he was unsure if the foot was real and relocated with responding officers to lower level. Responding officers arrived at said location and observed what appeared to be a severed foot next to the railing. Responding officers also observed various blood stains on the walls, floor, and railings in the immediate vicinity. While responding officers were continuing their investigation of the scene, person discovering Caitlin informed responding officers that he believes he sees an individual laying at the bottom of the stairwell. Responding officers then went to the location and observed what appeared to be a female body laying face down on the bottom of the east stairwell on lower level, covered in blood while missing a foot. Responding officers immediately secured the scene. That, of course, was Caitlin's body laying at the bottom of the stairwell with her foot severed. Her body had fallen more than 20 floors, and police said her husband, Adam Beckerink, had reported her missing. The police report stated, Beckerink related that Tracey went missing on October 25, 2024. Beckerink related that he was out of town the week he learned that Tracey went missing. A/D discovered during the investigation video evidence from October 24, 2024, uncovered that Beckerink was in the residence the day before Tracey was reported missing. A/D learned that Beckerink was with his wife on video in the residences when he told reporting officers he was out of town when Tracey went missing. Beckerink allowed A/D to view his and Tracey's phone, which appeared to have deleted messages that he stated was the way they were communicating before they went missing. Beckerink could not provide an explanation why messages were deleted from both phones. A/D learned during the investigation that Beckerink and Tracey had a history of domestic violence incidents. Prior to Tracey going missing, she appeared to have injuries on the face that were captured on video. A/D placed Beckerink in custody for filing a false missing persons report of his wife, Tracey. When Beckerink was placed in custody, he said, quote, "Is she alive? And is she okay?" Beckerink was transported to Area 3 for further investigation. It was October 27th when Caitlin's body was discovered in the stairwell, and police clearly did not believe that Caitlin was ever missing. Caitlin's parents revealed information to detectives about the domestic violence they said their daughter endured at the hands of Adam Beckerink. They went to court to fight for her remains because Beckerink, as her next of kin, wanted her body cremated. An affidavit filed by Caitlin's parents stated decedent's remains were discovered directly below the respondent's condominium. Law enforcement has advised the family that based on the condition of the remains, decedent's body fell approximately 24 floors before landing at the bottom of a stairwell. Based on the height of the fall, decedent's body was pulverized and her foot was severed from her body. Law enforcement has advised the family that the respondent is the primary suspect, and he was immediately taken into custody by the Chicago Police Department Violent Crimes Unit. Law enforcement has advised family that the respondent was detained for 48 hours and then was released without being charged. While Adam Beckerink lived in Chicago, Caitlin Tracey had a home in New Buffalo, Michigan, a little more than an hour away. Just last week, Adam Beckerink was sentenced to 93 days in jail for domestic violence incidents committed against Caitlin in 2024. He pleaded no contest to the charges. His arrest in 2024 was recorded by body-worn cameras. It was an August evening.
Just stop. No. Julie, hold on.
Can you not put me in the car, please? Can we just talk? Can we just talk, please?
Please, can we just talk before you put me in the car? Can we just talk right here? Just talk right here. How do you... Wait, hold on. Keep walking. Hold on, seriously, hold on. What the f*** you don't...
Keep walking.
So angry. Wait. What the f*** are you talking about? What the f*** are you talking about? Wait, before you... Wait, before you put... Wait! Get out of the car. Seriously! Listen to me!
Sit up. Get the stuff out of his pocket.
You can't search me! You cannot search me! That's illegal! That's an illegal search! That's an illegal search! You know it is! That's an illegal search! Get off me! Get off me! That's an illegal search! Get off me! You know that's illegal! Let go of my hands!
Adam, you're under arrest.
For what?
Let go! Let go!
Don't do it!
Let go of your pocket!
Let me talk to you!
Let go of your pocket!
Please let me talk to you!
Let go of your pocket!
Now take a look at the view from inside the cruiser of Beckerink being loaded into the car.
Wait! Before you put... Wait! Seriously! I can't... Listen to me!
Sit up.
Please... You can't search me! You cannot search me! That's illegal! That's a illegal search! That's an illegal search! You know it is! That's an illegal search! Get off me! Get off me! That's an illegal search! Get off me! You know that's illegal! Let go of my hands!
Adam, you're under arrest.
For what? Let go of it! Don't do it! Let go of your pocket! Let me talk to you!
Let go of your pocket!
Please let me talk to you!
Let go of your pocket!
Please!
Let go of your pocket!
Please let me talk to you!
Let go of your
Don't
pocket!
do it!
Let go!
Please, I'll give you my phone, G.
No!
That's fine. We're going on.
This nigga's gonna hurt!
Please! Just please listen to me! Please listen to me! Please listen to me! Please listen to me! We're going on a honeymoon! Guys, please! It's my phone thing! I'll get it for you! What the f*** is happening here? It's my phone in my wallet!
Yeah, but
I need to go to my honeymoon! Can you just go talk to her, please? This is stupid!
I'll rip your
That's all that's my please! What are you doing? You got everything, alright? Jesus Christ! Can I talk to you, please, before you shut this? Please, can I just talk? Can I just car? Can I talk to you? Can I talk to someone here?
Alright.
Can I talk to someone?
You're figuring
Go ask her. They should have 2 phony words.
Okay.
I don't. I'm an attorney.
Okay.
So you go.
Well, we'll be able to confirm that. We'll figure it out.
Yes, but this time hurts.
Alright, well, you need to cooperate, and it'll be a lot
I'm
of
trying to.
things like adjust your cuffs.
Hey, can you please just talk to me? No one's gonna talk to me. No one's gonna talk to me. My pants, that's it. My pants, can I go?
Too bad, didn't you?
Beckerink obviously wants to be let go.
I want all your badges on this. Can you please let me out of here? Hey. It's illegal, by the way. That's illegal, too. That's illegal, too, by the way. Just saying no. Can you open the door?
You doing all right?
No, I'm not. It's hot as in here. I don't have 2 felony warrants against me, and I didn't touch her.
Okay.
This is all. Can you take these things off me, please? I'm not a criminal.
You're being detained right now. The handcuffs aren't coming off.
And she's not saying anything. I already heard it on the radio. She's not saying.
Beckerink then questions why the police are talking to Caitlin. She had, after all, tried to call the police, but Beckerink took her phone.
What are they coercing her up there? Or what are they doing? I mean, how many questions do you have to have? Did it hurt you? I already heard on the radio she's not saying anything. So, how many times are they going to ask her? 18 until she actually says something, or what are they giving her something? Spiel.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not a spiel. You know what
That's exactly what it is.
No,
A
it's
spiel.
not a spiel, but we got to make sure she's okay.
She said she was. I heard it on the radio.
Then the officers talk about how they had been to the home months earlier in January of 2024.
We were here for a similar situation long, like years, not years, almost.
It was like in December, January.
It was a winter. What were we dispatched to? It was not even a domestic. I showed up and she was bleeding all over her face, and he had hit her good, and then he stole like 20 grand. She's got a lot of money. Stole 20, 30 grand worth of her stuff. Took off in this Range Rover right here. Drove through somebody's yard. We couldn't find a vehicle. The courts issued the warrants. We kept them because we knew we were going to have more problems here. I showed up to the front door, which was cracked, and I heard her yell. I heard screaming, very faint screaming, and then I announced police, and I heard her yelling. So I made my way in and had him at taser point. He wasn't listening.
In this video, we only see Caitlin very briefly.
All right. Thank you. Normally, I wouldn't give you the keys, but I know you guys are married, so I know his property is your property. And
Thank you.
okay. All right.
Yeah, about 35 minutes, just leaving.
A little more than 2 months later, Caitlin was dead at the bottom of the stairwell in Adam Beckerink's luxury condo building. And now, a year later, Chicago police are ready to say that Adam Beckerink murdered Caitlin. The complaint states Adam Beckerink caused the death of Caitlin Tracey by throwing her over the railing of the 24th floor of the east stairwell of 1201 South Prairie Avenue in Chicago, Cook County, Illinois. That is how police say Caitlin died. They say Adam threw her over the railing and she plunged to her death. Caitlin's parents went to Michigan probate court late last week and asked a judge to bar Adam Beckerink from inheriting anything from Caitlin's estate. The petition states that respondent is not just unfit to inherit by moral measure, he is unfit to inherit under the plain language of Michigan law, which mandates forfeiture where a person feloniously and intentionally kills decedent or is convicted of committing abuse, neglect, or exploitation against the decedent, pursuant to MCL 700.2803. The Traceys also don't want the location of Caitlin's grave disclosed to Adam Beckerink ever. And I'll tell you what Caitlin's parents had to say about the murder charge shortly. So to discuss this big development in the Caitlin Tracey death investigation, we now know it's a murder investigation. We've always thought that. Let's bring in Will Svilar. He is a retired detective commander with the Chicago Police Department. Will, I'm kind of wondering, why do you think it took a year for a first-degree murder charge to be filed in this case against Adam Beckerink? You know, obviously the cops have to do their investigation. They have to get their ducks in a row. But, you know, this case, there were a lot of red flags showing a history of domestic violence between Adam Beckerink and Caitlin Tracey, with her being the victim.
Absolutely. And I think you hit it right on the head. This took probably all this time for the detectives to piece together their case, show a pattern of domestic violence, which wasn't difficult because the trails were there, and convince a state's attorney that there was probable cause to bring forward a murder charge. In addition to that, you had to convince a medical examiner, or you had to show the medical examiner your investigation showed that the manner of death from this has to go from undetermined to homicide, to first-degree murder. And that could take a year.
Let's talk about that, because the manner of death, and there are 5, was listed as undetermined for quite some time. So now this is a homicide. So they can make that determination based on other information. The medical examiner, the coroner, they can change that based on other information they receive. So it could have been that the cops said, hey, we got this information back from his Apple Watch. Hey, we got this information back from his cell phone that showed X, Y, and Z, him taking so many steps. You know, these are just things I'm thinking about that could have come to light throughout the investigation. And it showed his heart rate going this high, or this, that, and the other. You know, these are just things I'm thinking about. So is that information that the cops could have presented to the ME, the pathologist, and then they say, you know, now I can say that this wasn't undetermined, that this was indeed a homicide?
That's exactly how it went. The detectives, along with you, like the Apple Watch, you're talking about biometrics and stuff like that. You'd have to have an expert say that this is what happened, because on the stand they'd have to justify what they were saying, or they have to back up with some medical facts. But in my opinion, this is going to be a circumstantial case through and through. And when you have a circumstantial case like that, you have to get everything together: phone records, past history of domestic violence, and this is all to bring forward for probable cause to charge with murder. And it's very common, and I've done it many times, where I've gotten my file together, my investigation together, scheduled a meeting with the medical examiner who performed the autopsy, and said, okay, here's what we have. And then the determination gets made, okay, you've convinced me this is a murder.
There was a history, as I mentioned, of domestic violence here. Adam Beckerink is currently in the Berrien County Jail in Michigan, serving 2 93-day sentences. He'll be serving those concurrently for harming Caitlin. He pleaded no contest to those charges, but we've seen and read about what he's done to her in the past. I mean, she had tried to get a restraining order against him. She had called the cops in the past. He had harmed her, called her a cheater and a liar. She had cuts on her, apparently poured vodka in some of her cuts at one point in time. I mean, this was not a lengthy relationship, but it sounds like a very violent one. And so all of that kind of paints a picture as to what the police believe happened and led up to her death, plunging 24 floors back in October of last year. So is all of that going to be very important, do you think, as well, when taking this case to trial?
Oh, yes. It's already been important in this case, because, you know, I read a lot of the transcripts. This is a very volatile, very violent relationship. This is a person of means. This is a person who is a lawyer, so he knows his way around the system. You have to build all this case together, and the prior bad acts, which you can't introduce at trial, by the way. Prior bad acts can't come in. They can and they can't. There's a way to get them in, but you really can't. You know, you can't say this person did 52 crimes before this trial, because it'll bias a jury possibly. But to bring the charges, every bit of that's important. And again, when you get to trial, it's a different thing. It's what do we know and what can we prove? When you get to trial, you have to prove these things. One of the things is, you know, he lied about where he was. He had contact when he wasn't supposed to have contact. So all these things become part of the puzzle, where you put it all together and say, okay, here's our case. But there is nothing that's not going to be used that you can use within the parameters of the law.
So do you think the history of domestic violence will come in?
I think they'll be able to get that in. And again, they can bring in the court documents of the order of protection that she tried to get, and things of that nature. And the fact that what you can't talk about is the fact that he was charged with domestic battery. You can't bring that in there. But you can have witnesses testify that she's told them directly, not hearsay, told them directly that she was involved in an abusive relationship. You know, medical records can come in of any treatment she got.
Also, Will, he reported her missing. That's how the police were called to the condo building that day. He said, oh, I haven't seen her since the 25th or whatever. She went missing. Cops said that was a lie. They found deleted text messages on her phone and his phone. They say he can't explain that. There's video of her from inside the condo with injuries on her face. So there's a lot that they have leading up to this plunge down the stairwell at the condo.
Look, I don't think there's any question from the beginning. They knew this guy was a bad actor. The lies, the domestic violence thing, it's kind of tragic, because we see this all the time. It escalates. Women can't get out of the relationship. Everybody says, just leave. Sometimes it's not that easy to do. And unfortunately, it ends up this way a lot. The reporting her missing, I mean, I don't That's out of like playbook 101, where a lot of the times when somebody reports somebody missing, that's the person that made them missing.
Well, it makes you wonder too. Maybe she was trying to leave and maybe that's why she was in the stairwell. That's what I wonder. Just thinking about how this could have unfolded. It is a tragedy. It really is. Adam Beckerink, of course, is innocent until proven guilty. That is how our system works. But he was the prime suspect here from day one. The Chicago police said that as much, and her parents said that they were told that in documents. So, Will Svilar, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Caitlin Tracey's parents have been seeking justice for her since her death. They issued the following statement. 1 year ago today, we learned that Caitlin Tracey, our beloved daughter and sister, was found deceased at the bottom of a stairwell in Adam Beckerink's Chicago South Loop condominium building, having plummeted 24 stories. He will now be charged with her first-degree murder. Only a week ago, Adam Beckerink, a convicted felon, was sentenced in Michigan for interfering with Caitlin's cell phone and a domestic violence committed against her. Today, he sits in a Michigan jail for his actions. Today's charges of first-degree murder against Adam Beckerink is another big step in the path to obtain justice for Caitlin. We are very grateful for the dedicated work of the Chicago Police Department. Our family especially thanks Detective Michael Carroll, the lead detective, and his team for their unceasing efforts on behalf of Caitlin. Our family is also deeply thankful to the Cook County State's Attorney, Eileen O'Neill Burke, who has made cases involving domestic violence, such as Caitlin's, a law enforcement priority. Both the Chicago Police Department and Ms. O'Neill Burke's office have been tireless in their efforts to obtain justice on behalf of Caitlin. We dearly miss Caitlin, as do her friends. Our family hopes that during the murder case against Adam Beckerink, that the truth about the last months of Caitlin's life and the events leading to her tragic death are revealed, so our wonderful daughter can finally be laid to rest. And that's it for this episode of Crime Fix. I'm Angenette Levy. Thanks so much for being with me. I'll see you back here next time.